Godlike.
What up, humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to the Mobile Legends Bootcamp. In this video, we are going to talk about the fighter, Masha. Masha has a good set of buff crowd control, chase, and burst skill. Our Wild-oats Fist, Masha, is a fighter tank hero. I consider Masha as a mobile crowd control ganker fighter, since her first skill boosts her movement speed, making her one of the best heroes for chasing enemies. Not only that, she has 3 sets of health bars that can avoid burst heroes killing her in just one combo. Her second skill also introduces a new negative status called Disarm. Now, let me share some tips and tricks on how to use Masha based on my experience. I will also teach you some combos and techniques on the latter part of this bootcamp. But before that, let me explain her skills one by one for further understanding. Masha's passive, Ancient Strength, lets Masha get Ancient Strength from the Bear King and grants her 3 health points bars. There is an indicator beside the health bar to know how many health bars you have. Each health bar has different colors to differentiate them. Each time she loses a health bar, she can block the incoming damage once. When she loses the last health bar, she will die obviously. Each time Masha loses 1% of her health, her attack speed is boosted by a small percentage. One percent of her health is based on the total health of the 3 health bars. When she loses her first health bar, she is boosted with 10% physical lifesteal. When she loses her second health bar, she is boosted with another 20% physical lifesteal, and she will reduce the time of being crowd controlled by 60%. When she loses her third health bar, obviously she is dead. Masha's first skill, Wild Power, lets her awaken her wild power and buffs her movement speed and basic attacks. Upon clicking this skill, the wild power is activated until you click it again to turn it off. While it is activated, Masha gains movement speed bonus, and her basic attacks will deal an additional physical damage, equal to a percentage of the target's max health points. If the target is a monster, the amount of additional damage based on their max health should not exceed 350 on level 1, and up to 800 on max level of this skill. For each second that this skill is activated, she loses a percentage of her health points based on her max health points. This is based on a percentage of the total of the 3 bars. We will further discuss some experiments on this skill on the tips and tricks section. Masha's second skill, Howl Shock, lets Masha roar forward and unleashes an energy shock to the target. Upon using this skill, Masha releases an energy shock forward. The first target hit will be receiving a certain amount of physical damage, and will have their movement speed reduced. The debuff will last for a second. When an enemy hero is hit, the target will have a negative effect called Disarm. This effect will last for 2 seconds. The target can remove the negative status instantly by picking the weapon icon on the ground. The Disarm debuff will be explained further on the tips and tricks section. Masha's ultimate skill, Thunderclap, lets Masha launch a powerful charge with burst damage to a target. Upon using this skill, Masha will lose 50% of her current health in the current health bar. Also, Masha will be dashing towards the target, releasing the Thunderclap upon contact. This Thunderclap will deal a certain amount of physical damage to the enemy, which is based from her total physical attack and a percentage of her max health points. The target will also have their movement speed reduced by 90% for a short period. Masha's fourth skill, Life Recovery, lets Masha recover her health points to the same percentage of her last health bar by using the complete charge of her energy. This skill is already available at the start of the game. The skill is available when she is not dealing damage or not attacked for a certain period. When this skill is used when she has 3 health bars, her current health bar will be filled. When this skill is used when she has 2 or 1 health bar, the count of the health bar will be added by 1, retaining the same amount of health points. During the casting of this skill, Masha will be invincible. There are so many items that you can buy for Masha. You can focus on items that grants physical damage, physical penetration, attack speed, lifesteal, movement speed, and items that grants defense and health points. For me, I choose to buy items that grants physical damage, attack speed, movement speed, lifesteal, and items that grants defense and health points to Masha. We use different builds depending on the situation. But for us, we usually use the Kurumi Way and the Dura Burst build. As for starting item, you can consider buying Raptor Machete. This item is a jungling item, so when buying this, I recommend that you have Retribution spell with you. Anyway, this item grants physical attack and physical penetration. Its unique attribute grants additional damage to monsters. Another unique passive of this item is Breakout. Every 10 seconds, your next basic attack will be buffed with additional true damage. The amount of true damage increases as your level increases and slows down enemy. Dealing basic attacks will reduce this unique passive's cooldown. Another unique passive of this item is Greed. This passive grants additional experience when jungling. You recover some health and mana every time you kill jungle monsters. Another unique passive of this skill is Gorge. This unique passive grants you physical attack every time you kill a jungle monster. This stacks up to 15 times. Lastly, this item makes the spell Retribution applicable to enemy heroes. Upon using Retribution, the target will have his movement speed reduced and will deal a small amount of true damage. You can consider buying Warrior Boots. Warrior Boots if you want to be more durable. This item grants additional physical defense and movement speed. Its unique passive grants additional physical defense up to 25 points, depending on the basic attack received. This passive lasts for a few seconds. You might want to consider Demon Hunter Sword. This item gives you physical attack and attack speed. Its unique passive will give a bonus effect on your basic attack. This bonus effect will deal a percentage of target's current health points as additional physical damage. Demon Hunter Sword's another unique passive grants a 4% lifesteal for 3 seconds on each basic attack, which lasts for 3 seconds. This effect stacks up to 5 times. This is really helpful since Masha's passive grants her lots of attack speed, making the passive of Demon Hunter Sword to be abused in a good way. Buying attack items, such as Golden Staff, will give you additional physical attack and attack speed. Its unique passive enables you to increase your critical chance, but for every 1% critical chance you gain, it will be converted to 1% attack speed instead. This can abuse the Demon Hunter's Sword passive even more. You might want to consider Brute Force Breastplate. This item grants health points and physical defense. Its unique passive grants additional movement speed, physical defense, and magic defense for every skill cast or basic attack dealt. This effect can stack up to 5 times, and it lasts for a few seconds. Lastly, you might want to consider Mythic Roar. This item grants physical attack. Its unique passive grants physical penetration. Also, basic attacks will ignore some of the turret's defense. This is also recommended, since Masha's first skill can deal buff damage to turrets with her first skill. The item build for Masha really depends on the enemy's lineup. So make sure to read each item's description so you can adapt in-game. One of the best spells to be used on Masha is Retribution. This will deal true damage to the target minion or jungle monster. When you have a jungling item, having this spell will decrease the damage taken from jungle monsters permanently. This spell will help you farm more gold faster. Building items quickly will give you advantage against enemies, making it for you to prey easier on squishy targets like marksman and mage. You might also want to consider Petrify. You can use Petrify to deal magic damage to enemies around you and petrifies them for a few moments. This can really help you attack enemies peacefully when they are petrified, and let them suffer more time inside your ultimate's area of effect. In my opinion, you can use either Tank Emblem Set or Custom Assassin Emblem Set. Let's focus first on the Tank Emblem Set. We suggest this Emblem Set if you prefer to be more durable in team fights. Set firmness to its max level because it can give you additional physical defense. Higher physical defense means higher durability for you as a tank. Setting fortress to max level will provide additional physical defense percentage. Higher physical defense means more bonus physical defense you get tenacity to gain additional physical and magic defense. This is triggered when your health drops below 40%. For me, it's the best thing to get since you are a fighter tank hero. Being more durable will make you last longer in team fights, while Masha goes brawling with the enemies. On the other hand, we suggest the Custom Fighter Emblem Set if you prefer to deal more damage to the enemies. Custom Fighter Emblem could provide extra stats according to your needs as a fighter. Set firmness to its max level because it can give you additional physical defense. Higher physical defense means higher durability for you as a fighter. Setting invasion to max level will provide you physical penetration. Higher physical penetration means higher damage on your basic attacks and skills. Get unbending will to increase your damage. Every 1% of health points lost is converted to an additional 0.2% increase in damage. This is really helpful since Masha's passive makes her stronger as she loses health points. This is going to be a great addition to her passive skill. Set first skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes bonus damage from the target's health higher. That means you can deal more damage to the target. Prioritize second skill less since your first skill is what you need for dealing damage. Always upgrade your ultimate skill when available for upgrading. Masha's passive skill is what you need for survivability, durability, and damage dealing, with the ability to be boosted with additional attack speed per health lost. This will let you become stronger in terms of basic attacks during the team fights, with the physical lifesteal and crowd control time reduction on health bars lost. This can really make you sustain more in team fights. It's like the more the enemies hurt you, the more trouble they will get into. For her 3 health bars, losing a health bar will make you immune to attacks for a few moments. This can save you from burst heroes like Eudora and Aurora. Take a look on this scenario. We have Loca Girl as Eudora. She has full items equipped here to make sure that we will be having a painful death. Now, let's try her using all her skills on us. As you can see, because of the immunity in between losing our health bars, we were able to stay alive and just lose a health bar in the process. If you are familiar with X-Borg's passive, this is pretty similar to this. Let's discuss on Masha's 4th skill. You can see on your status icon the cooldown before you can use again this skill. This is really useful when you focus on jungling, since after clearing a jungle monster spot, you can use your 4th skill to gain back the health you lost from the other monster, making yourself unscathed and ready for another round of bloodlust. You can also use it to put the battle into your advantage when someone is chasing you. You can use this to heal you if you haven't dealt or received any damage. This is possible because of her first skill, which will boost your movement speed like no other. For a fun fact, 1 bar regenerated is equivalent to 33.33% of her health. You want me to show my solution on how I computed this? Well, we will not show it to you. Stay in school, humans. Masha's first skill is what you need for mobility and damage dealing against tanks. While this skill is active, Masha will be losing health points. But this will greatly buff her movement speed, making her a tanking machine. With the damage bonus based on the target's health points, this will surely melt down tank players, even the turtle and the lord. Even if the damage bonus has a limit when using it against jungle monsters, turtle and the lord, this will still deal a lot damage, making it easy for you to jungle and to take the lord and the turtle solo. Take note that when this skill is activated, you can still deal critical hits, but those critical hits will only take effect on the physical damage part, and not on the damage based on the enemy's health. So, if you intend to be a bruiser Masha that deals critical hits, we suggest you turn it off when going against the lord or turtle. Attacking the Lord or Turtle will just grant you up to 800 damage when this is activated, putting your critical hits to waste. As you can see on this scenario, with just Raptor's machete and Demon Hunter's sword, Masha can go against the Lord even solo. She sustains her health also because of the attack speed and lifesteal from her passive skill. You guys might be wondering, will Masha die when we leave her first skill active? Well, fret not. We tried it for your playful minds, and the results are quite good. This skill will immediately deactivate when Masha is about to die, meaning this skill won't kill her. Masha's second skill is what you need to slow down enemies and disarm them. As promised, we will be discussing the effects of disarm. Basically, the disarm negative buff makes the affected hero unable to deal basic attacks. Take a look on this scenario. Loca Girl is throwing some basic attacks toward us. But when we disarm her, she suddenly can't throw her basic attacks. Looks OP? Well, not really. You can still use your skills even when you are disarmed, with the disarm debuff. This is really a great counter for marksman heroes. Just make sure that you have a nice clear hit to your target, since this skill will hit the first enemy encountered. Masha's ultimate skill is what you need in ganking, with the ability to instantly dash towards the target, and reducing their movement speed can easily let you and your teammates eat the enemy alive. With its movement speed reduction plus your movement speed boost on your first skill, the enemy will just wish to quit the game instead of agonizing over his way of death. In terms of her combo, we can suggest 2 combos depending on your item build. Let's focus first on her combo when you are using Raptor's machete or Retribution spell. So first, lurk inside the bush and wait for the perfect timing to dive in. Then, when you think that the enemy can be an easy prey and no other enemy is around, dive in with your first skill activated. This is to ensure that your movement speed is fast enough to surprise the enemy. Surprise, mother father. Then, if you are using Raptor's machete, use a single basic attack. If not, use Retribution to the target. Dealing basic attack with Raptor's machete will use its unique passive effect, which slows down the enemy while dealing true damage. We recommend you to use your basic attack first, since the enemy might go flicker away from you. So in that situation, you can now use your ultimate skill. This will let you dash towards the target even if they flickered away. This will also slow them down really bad. Then, use your second skill to further slow the target down. Then, use your basic attacks and let them feel the wrath of your claws. Then when a slowing effect of your second skill wear off, you can use your Retribution against the target if you haven't used it yet. Then, continue scratching them just like a non-winning lottery scratch card. For the other combo when not using jungle items or Retribution spell, you can follow this combo. First, lurk inside the bush and wait for the perfect timing to dive in. Then, when you think that the enemy can be an easy prey and no other enemy is around, dive in with your first skill activated. Then, use your ultimate skill. This will let you dash towards the target and slow them really bad. But do take note that this move is risky since they can flicker out from you. So just pray and hope they don't have flicker when you do this. Then, use your second skill to further slow down the target. Then, use your basic attacks until the enemy is ripped apart. Legendary. Additional tip. We didn't mention this item on the item build, but this is actually worth considering. Remember the item Guardian Helmet. This regenerates a percentage of your health per second when not being attacked, or not dealing attacks. When you activate your first skill, the regeneration effect is still active. So, you can use this item to roam forever while your first skill is activated. But I'm not so sure if this item is helpful in ganking though, since Masha needs more damage. It's up to you on what you are going to do with this information. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Masha. This video just guides you on how to use Masha the Kurumi way. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use Masha. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out our community tab in YouTube for the mechanics on how to join. See you on the next Mobile Legends Bootcamp. Cheers!